Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. My name is Amir Rizam bin Johari, SIB 23110002. So I will be answer question number 1, which is the question is briefly explain the primary factors expected to contribute to the increase in inflation in Malaysia in 2024. So the first point is increase in production costs. Inflation may occur due to increase in production costs associated with raw materials and labor. Higher demand can be lead to inflation. Certain fiscal and monetary policies such as tax cuts or lower interest rate are also potential drivers. Point number 2 is increase in money supply. Inflation and money growth have a positive relationship with each other. So increase in money supply will increase the money growth and at last will increase the inflation rate in Malaysia. The last point is imbalance supply and demand. Inflation tends to increase when consumer demand for goods and services increases while supply remain limited. So that's all from me, thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Amir Zaifah and I will be discussing on my questions on identifying and explain the types of inflation based on the article. So there are two types of inflation, which is demand pull inflation and cost push inflation. Demand pull inflation happens when there's a surge in people wanting to buy things, but there aren't any goods and services available to meet all that demand. This leads to prices rising as sellers can charge more due to the high demand. For example, if a family wished to add a swimming pool to their property 2 years from now, but inflation was high, they might choose to make this purchase sooner than later, resulting in increased swimming pool demand in the short term. Malaysia's overall inflation rate may shoot to 3.2% next year amid a shift in economic dynamics. According to MIDF research, this will be attributed to the forthcoming rollout of a fuel-targeted subsidy program, expected as early as May 2024, signaling potential impacts on the country's consumer price index. Statement above relates to demand pull inflation, where it suggests that the overall inflation rate may increase due to increased demand, potentially handled by the produce of a fuel-targeted subsidy program. Cost push inflation happens when prices go up because it costs more to make things. This usually happens when wages or the prices of raw materials increase, making it more expensive for businesses to produce goods and services. When production costs rise, businesses might produce less, leading to a decrease in total amount of stuff available in the economy. For example, fish prices are rising due to overfishing. Recent US laws try to prevent it by limiting fishermen's catches. Consequently, non-food inflation is anticipated to rise by 2.5%, while improved domestic supply chains and normalized globally commodity prices are expected to contribute to a lower food inflation rate of 4.5% in 2024. Statement above related to cost push inflation, which suggests that the anticipated rise in non-food inflation is due to factors like increased production costs or supply chain disruptions, which are characteristic of cost push inflation.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Dini Jazimin. I will be presented the question number 3. Explain the policy measures that could be effective in controlling rising inflation in Malaysia based on the article. What I understand is, it is evident from the literature review that in using the demand pull and cost push, inflation in Malaysia economic scene, several monetary and fiscal structural measures are available. We have the control measures, which BNM has power over in the policy of money supply control. By increasing the OPR through outright sale of government securities and through the expected technique of increasing reserve. Other policies that also work are the containing of the expenditure side of the government through controlling the non-silver 2001 via expenditure, increasing the global rates of consumer or value-added tax and the efficient optimization of subsidies. This must be complemented by clear structural objectives, which among others include correcting supply-side failures, encouraging competition particularly through the creation of an enabling environment, such as through the tackling infrastructure technology and human capital deficiency, among other things that are also required include management for the ringgit subsidies, selective subsidies for fuel provisions, a well-coordinated media management for temporary measures in controlling price of food essentials, among others effective provisions of subsidies. Such measures are closely tied with the action of the M&A actors under the current treatment to provide backing for such efforts as well.